Well, how's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. You know the vibes, and we have ourselves some ShineGreymon for our finals here at Fanboy 3. We've got red-based ShineGreymon, Isaac playing an Agumon to field, but it looks like they both kind of bricked on the opening hand. GeoGreymon on the right-hand side and Agumon on the left. Does at least find one. GeoGrey going to place back, and that is going to just short play that Marcus. And then we will pass over with the Rise Great. So a pretty decent start. The builds on both of these are very, very interesting. Red-based ShineGreymon versus a yellow-based ShineGreymon that uses a slightly more defensive line. Going to get to play the Marcus, which is then going to shrink by 3, gain a memory back. And then going to drop the Sunrise Buster to shrink the body. And then no Tamer to be played. But it's okay though, because the -3 isn't already enough. So a pretty decent clear to start things off. Marcus in the back isn't going to be able to shrink anything down, just going to keep it nice and simple. I forget how much the Sunrise Buster actually is, because it was a 3k shrink plus what I thought would have been 3. But maybe there's extra shrink on the GeoGrey, I don't remember. I know one of them is like a delete. We do have the ShineGrey for the blocker. We actually see a lot more of these on this particular ShineGrey. More so than the BT13 ShineGrey that we're used to seeing. Slight awkward sequencing there. Meant to raise first and then bring it out. But preservable game state, it's fine. And once again play another Marcus. We're going to go into the Rise Great X, which is going to play another Marcus. Marcus going to gain back the memory, and what's he shrinking? Is he just... because it says... is it a 6k blocker, I'm pretty sure? He's going to shrink it off, it goes to the top of the stack, but at the very least, we know that this Marcus, even if it dies, it's just going to go back. We're going to get the draw off of the Inherit, and we are going to be swinging for that singular check. And of course, Marcus comes down, and that is going to be that -3. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't see the Marcus get killed off, I guess to prevent the heal. Oh, very nice. -3, and then, of course, the ShineGreymon, when a Tamer becomes suspended, it does -6. As I did say before, this is a much more defensive style, like, as much as ShineGrey can be kind of like a board clear type of deck. Morgan's build is very, very defensive, makes great use of the new BT12, or BT13 ShineGrey. It kind of, like, obviously it is still using the 4 Marcus, but it's kind of playing under the assumption that the, it's kind of playing under the assumption that eventually BT12 is going to get hit, and then the defensive build is going to be the way to go. You see that EX4 Rise Grey going to be very, very expensive. I think it's a pretty cool tech though. The -4k and then -4k to security makes it very, very difficult for anything to actually die, so your Marcuses are more likely to be just obnoxious. We are going to see the Veemon, which does take red vaccines. And the GeoGrey in the back. I think this is a pretty solid setup. Obviously 5 Tamers is obscene. You can see already trying to figure out things. The main thing I think Morgan needed to do here was to try and get a Tamer out, because I think you run the very real risk of promote both Marcuses, gains 2, and then you swing one, go into Rise, swing the other, go into Shine, it hits for 2 checks, and you should be able to just kill off the ShineGreymon in response. He's going to Evo for 3, gain back 1 memory. He's chosen not to go for Marcus. Yo, if he had the old Shine, the BT2 one that Terry uses, whew, kill so many things. So we're going to Evo for 4. It's going to just -15k straight. Doesn't need to commit any Marcuses just yet. And then just pass over the 2 memory. Still no Marcus, which makes things a little bit more difficult. The ShineGreymon. Oh yeah, that's really awkward because not only is the burst evo not going to happen, but he would need to draw into the Marcus to make it happen. If he had like a final Shining Burst, it would at least answer the board, but right now, I think we have lethal on board. What's funny as well is I feel like he doesn't even need to do the Evo. I think if he's just swing Marcus 2 checks, swing Marcus 2 checks, and then do the Blast Evo stuff. Alright, start of main phase, turn these both into Digimon. Yeah, I think this is lethal on board now. As long as he doesn't evolve on the first check. So we're gonna swing. Or I mean, like, maybe evolve a Biomon for fun. Yeah, evolve a Biomon for fun, you might as well. Get the draw. So now we're gonna be swinging 2 checks. Although, because there is a GeoGreymon, you can use that, steal a memory, kill the other Marcus. Because... Wait, are the other Marcuses +3? I don't think they are. So swing... And that one is just gonna die on the first check. And didn't choose to Evo there, so maybe just messing up the memory. I guess it doesn't matter that much, because you can just, now that your Marcuses have swung, you can just do bounce back to hand, play it, gain back the memory, so it's burn 1, check 1, so it burns off the Marcus, very unfortunate, and then we do get the swing for game 1. Alright, we are going to be going into game number 2, so it looks like we're going to be seeing Morgan go first. Rocking the brand sleeves, the homie. And we're going to see that Slam Agumon. I feel like in this matchup, Slam Agumon actually does kind of work. Only problem is, of course, you don't take Agumon, so he has just taken a bunch of his rookies and just bottom decked them. So, assuming he is going to be committing to field, he is in potential for some trouble. Going to play the Biomon, searches, hits a Tamer, and then it can take a red vaccine, which will be the GeoGreymon. Alright, what do we have here? Do you have the GeoGrey? It's going to go for 2. Check security. No Marcuses. Very, very unfortunate. I'll give it the back. Do we go Rise Gray? I feel like maybe you just go the EX4 one and just shrink off the Bio. Because you're not going to get as much value without the Tamer. I think, yeah, you just go Rise Gray, shrink it. Since he is playing that slower build, he does need to make sure that he can take little checks off the board where possible. Also prevent those GeoGreys from coming out. There's no Tamer for him to play out, so if he wants to get the memory off of the GeoGrey, he'd have to save an extra turn, but instead we're just going to go for the player Marcus. Obviously, it's going to miss timing on being able to warp straight back out. And we're going to go in with the ShineGrey, not going to get anything shrunk enough for it to matter. Okay, we're going to play an Agumon again, searching for that top 4. He's going to find 2 this time, so you can take the Marcus and you can take the ShineGrey. Do you Sunrise Buster now, though? If you do Sunrise Buster, that's... It's either 3 or 5k, and then an extra 3. So it's not going to be enough to actually kill off anything. So I feel like you have to just go for... Oh, by not free playing the Marcus the last turn, you're kind of behind. It looks like he wants to go into the defensive one. Okay, gonna play it for 5. Suspend it, gain back the memory, and we are going to shrink down. So I don't think there's any ruin mode in this one. I think ruin mode would basically be like game here. I feel like you can't come back from the 10k blanket. But more and more people using... Oh, I saw a ruin mode. There it is. Surely this is game. Surely this is going to be game. So that's going to Evo, is going to do the shrinks, and that's going to be enough. So it's... I'm pretty sure it loses the security attack. I think we're just double checking to see whether this is still 2 checks or if it goes back down to 1. I think it's still 1 check. Alright, so yeah, it's just the 1 check. But that's a lot of value now. Obviously, if it swings, it's going to be putting that -10, but I think with only a rookie in the back, you just do double 5 shrinks. It also stops the Marcuses from coming out. I think ruin mode is still at least a one-of in ShineGreymon. But that is my question of the day. What do you think is the most impactful power crept card in a popular archetype? Like, obviously, ruin mode is kind of power crept by burst mode, but I feel like ruin mode is still a very, very solid card that in some aspects is better than burst mode if you're playing out these grindier matchups. I mean, hell, we've even seen some players using the BT12 Shine. BT12 Shine was very, very cool. But yeah, be curious to see what other people's ideas for power crap cards that still see pretty frequent usage. I think a bunch of the Imperial Dramons come to mind there. So I'm assuming we're no longer under the blanket. Like, I kind of stopped paying attention. So I'm assuming we are, like, blanket free now. The thing is, the Marcuses, they know they can swing because they know that it's just been Marcuses that have been healed up. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The on deletion could be 1. That's going to swing in. Nice and safe. Just gaining that extra memory. Yeah, I do not know. I went into my question of the day and then immediately just disassociated from the rest of the game. Someone let me know. Oh, should we have been under blanket? Should this have had to take an extra turn? Yeah, we're going to do these 2 checks, brings it down to 3. I'd say things look still kind of okay. They're 3-3, but again, with no blanket, things get a little bit dicey. You're going to replay the Marcus. Swing, trash 1. He's going to swing and live. We're going to get down to lethal, but we're not going to actually have it on board. And there's nothing to sunrise. I think... Do you just commit another body? Because it's not going to be a blocker. You either commit a body or you just open pass. We're going to go back down to just 3. ShineGreymon burst mode will also trash back down to ShineGreymon. So that's going to be 2 checks. This should be 2 checks. Oh, no, not even needed. Swing, burn, and that is going to be game. So, Isaac going to take it. Very, very nice in the ShineGreymon mirror. I did like what we saw, though, from Morgan. It's a very interesting take on the ShineGreymon build. And if you liked what you saw, you know the vibes. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one for more.